everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're also new to my channel, welcome. Today's video I'm going to be talking about the Maiden archetype and how Bella Hadid fits this archetype. When I searched up Bella Hadid, most people kind of see her as a siren archetype, and I can see that because she does have that look. She definitely dresses sometimes like a siren. But when it comes to her actual energy and her media presence, her interviews, Bella Hadid gives me very much a maiden archetype energy. So in this video, I'm going to explain why, and I will also explain what the maiden archetype is. So who is Bella Hadid? If you are online, you pretty much know who Bella Hadid is, but she's a model and she has been crowned the model of the year for many times, and she's also one of the most paid models in the world. Times magazine once named her as the most influential person, one of the most influential people in the world. And she's also the younger sister of Gigi Hadid. And Bella has also become quite the activist throughout the years as well. So you can see her post a lot about her activism and the cases that she's really passionate about. She doesn't give me that siren iron energy. When I think of a siren, I think like Angelina Jolie. Immediately when you see her, when you watch her interviews, her energy, everything gives a siren when you see Angelina Jolie. But when I see Bella, I just see a very sweet and innocent and kind energy, which translates well to the maiden archetype. So the maiden feminine archetype is one of the 7 main feminine archetypes. It's defined as having, first of all, a very youthful energy. So you don't need to be young to be this archetype, but you definitely give off this young spirit, very youthful energy, and most likely you're one of those people that meet others and the first thing they say is, "Oh, I thought you were very young," just because of your spirit and your energy. That's very much a maiden feminine archetype. She's also very kind and sometimes labeled as naive as well, even though that might not be the case. But she just radiates such innocence and kindness and sweet energy that it can be translated as such. But she just is one of those people that seems very pure in their energy, and there's no malice in her energy. Also, she remains in her inner child. One thing about the maiden is she's very connected to her inner child. That's why she gives off this youthful, fun, caring, sweet energy, is because she's so connected to her inner child that it just translates outside as well. It just translates in everything she does. And that's the defining element of the maiden feminine archetype. The first thing that is really important to realize about the maiden feminine archetype is that they have a lot of empathy. Their goal in life is to live a happy life, but also live in a very good place and change circumstances that are bad for the better. They just want to see the world be good and kind and just kind of like emulate all of the values that they have, which are kindness and sweetness. They just want to see that as well in the world. And usually she'll be the type of person that will actively try to make the world a better place. And I think we can see that in somebody like Bella Hadid, because one of the things she said before is that I've learned we're all just people and we all deserve respect and kindness. We shouldn't treat people as if they don't deserve kindness just because of their ethnicities. It's just not right. And that message, to be compassionate whenever possible, that is so important to me. So I feel like that in itself describes Bella's view of the world, which is trying to be as compassionate and kind as possible to people, regardless of who they are. Everyone deserves to be treated fair and nice, and just trying your best to make that happen as well is a big deal for her. She's very much one of those very influential people online, passionate about a lot, especially the cases that really resonates to her, and she's very vocal about it, even if they have had consequences for her career. She's definitely lost a couple of jobs. She's been open about that just because of her activism and her passion. And that is kind of the maiden. They don't really care things like corporate businesses. They have such a compassion for doing what's right that I feel like that's where their soul speaks, and they don't care if they lose jobs as well. And that speaks a lot to their empathy. They just really care. And another thing about the maiden is they can be very emotional. They're so in tune with their inner child that it's so easy to feel things really strongly and be really in tune with your emotions. And one of the things that in a magazine said about Bella Hadid is that Bella Hadid's honesty and vulnerability about her mental health are a refreshing change from the filtered perfection often portrayed on social media. And I think that goes to the fact that they have this type of sense of themselves where they want to be authentic, they want to be real, they don't want to be filtered, they don't want to be fake, they want to be authentic and real, and their emotions have to come across as genuine for them in order to be understood. So they're not trying to create this image of themselves, they're instead just trying to live their life as authentic as possible, and that's what like the Maiden is trying to do. Bella goes often to homeless shelters and she donates a lot, and she documents that as well. And I think the fact that you prioritize something like that is very much a Maiden trait, because the only thing that they want is to want to help make things a little better, even if it's not a big thing that you're doing. It is small maybe, but it is impactful, and that's what the Maiden is trying to do. Another thing with the Maiden is that they have a lot of positive energy. So they radiate so much positive energy. So they're very open and receptive people. They're very receptive towards the world. Even if bad stuff have happened in their lives, they are not affected by it in the sense that they become cynical. They still have that young, youthful enthusiasm for the world, and they're just so open to opportunities, and they haven't shut themselves down. And I think that's beautiful to look at, because as I've said before, the older we get, we kind of start to become more cynical, unfortunately. But the Maiden remains in that enthusiasm and positive energy, because they know that even though there is bad, there's also good. That's how you have to take things in the world, when the bad with the good. And they always look forward to the good, and they try to see good in every situation. And that is extremely great trait to have. Bella, for instance, has said before that she uses a lot of positive mantras in the morning to manage her anxieties. So I think that's a really good tip, because positive mantras in the morning especially really sets the tone for the rest of the day, and possibly the rest of your life if you do it long term. So just setting and just choosing to be positive in itself is a really great way to tap into the Maiden archetype. You're just consciously choosing every single day to look at the positives every day, which is extremely hard and it can be challenging. But to be able to do that really makes you connected to your Maiden archetype and makes you more able to be receptive towards the world and its opportunities. And then Bella as well just gives me, every time she's in interviews, she just gives me this very sweet, humble, receptive type of personality. She seems warm, she seems open, she's extremely kind with her fans. She takes her time to talk to each and every one of them that wait outside wherever place she is. She just takes her time to speak with everyone. She hugs. She really makes you feel like you are the person that she's really interested in that moment. And it doesn't seem fake as well. It seems very genuine, like she really does want to make you feel good, which is a very Maiden trait to have. And she's enthusiastic, she seems nice, she smiles, she takes her time and really puts you into the focus in that interaction. Another thing is playfulness. The Maiden loves to be playful. They love to have fun, not take themselves too seriously. It's that inner child in them that's speaking. As we see children, they have fun, they love being outside, having fun, interacting, and that's what the Maiden do as well because of their inner child. They love to be open to the world, opportunities, they travel, they switch careers if they want to, and they're very in the present. That's really important to them, to be in the present, to smell the roses, as they say, and to be really connected to the world. And I love that because when you see Bella Hadid, she loves to poke fun at herself all the time on social media. She will be the first one to join a trend, a funny trend, and she'll join in TikToks and dances. Well, I don't know about dances, but she'll join in trends if they're fun. And you can see her funny interactions with other people and her friends, and she's not trying to create this perfect image of herself where she's completely perfect. Rather, she just has this image, or she just shows this side of herself where she's just having fun and enjoying the moment, not taking things too seriously. She interacts on social media with her fans, she answers their questions, and she just gives off this energy of not taking herself too seriously, because I think that's really important to the maiden. They're just having fun. Their goal is not to be serious. Their goal is to have fun and enjoy the time that they have. And if you do that, if you focus on the playfulness in yourself, I definitely think it can tap into that maiden archetype. And next, but definitely not least, is the open energy. Maiden loves to be open. They're open to the world. As I said before, they love to just not stay still. And I think we can all kind of take that from the maiden. It's just to like be open to opportunities and everything, and not be so closed off and still, but actually try to grow and mold yourself to whatever you want to mold yourself. And one quote that she has is, "When I'm having an attack, be present. Always be present." It usually is when I'm thinking about the past or the future that it starts. It starts for her, the anxiety attacks. So I love that, because being in the moment and present and being open, and just, it's a very freeing moment. It's really freeing for a person. And that's what the maiden does. They're not really thinking too much about the bad stuff that can happen in the future. They're at least not trying to. They're just certain of what is, which is now. And I think that's definitely something anyone can take for themselves, especially if you suffer from some form of anxiety. Being in the moment, it can be very helpful to avoid that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any requests for the next type of video, let me know. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care, and bye.